This has been Ballet Mécanique, and as we say every time...
Jamie, what's the thing we say?
What's the thing we say? It's up to you to ride the wave or let it die.
Ladies and gents on TV, here's on the vlog. So that last clip was me listening to this podcast. It's called Ballet Mécanique. It's a podcast about giant robots and the lovers within. That's what they say at the intro of every podcast, but yeah, it's a podcast that my friend Jamie, Clover and Sea Life, is a part of with a friend Calvin, who goes by the name Hellstar Plus on Twitter. I hope I got that right, but yeah, it's a podcast about giant robots. And right now, they're only on episode 5. That's the one that I just finished listening to. And they're covering Eureka 7 right now, which is an anime that I watched last year. Because Jamie is a big fan of it and is like, oh man, I should check that out. So yeah, it's been interesting, like reliving Eureka 7. I'm not rewatching it, I'm just listening to basically the reviews in this podcast. And they're doing 2 episodes per review. Or they're covering 2 episodes of Eureka 7 for each episode of the podcast. So right now, like, they covered episodes 9 and 10 in episode 5 of the podcast. And it's been really interesting getting another look at Eureka 7, catching things that I missed or seeing things in a different way. But I really like this podcast a lot. Not just because Jamie is a part of it, because I tend to like things that she is in, such as Fobs or Orange, or her music. But it's also a really interesting, like, podcast. And I've been keeping up with it, actually. I mean, kind of. I listened to the first one when it came out, and then a couple days ago, I watched episodes 2 through 4 because it's like, oh, wait a minute. That's a podcast that I've been listening to, so yeah. Actually, this is the first time I've, like, listened to any podcast of any sort, unless you count Fobbies or Orange as a podcast. Probably not, but yeah, this is, like, the first one that I've, like, been invested in, and I really like it a lot. And Ballet Mécanique, it's a part of this site called Space Money Octagon. Site, community, I don't really know, but Space Money Octagon also has other podcasts, which I'll put a link to the Space Money Octagon website, as well as a link to the Ballet Mécanique section of the website, like in the video description. So yeah, give it a whirl. It's pretty good. And also, I just like learning more about Eureka 7 because it is a really good show. I think that's it for this vlog. I'm done advertising the podcast because I'm just gonna be repeating myself if I continue talking. So yeah, go check out the links in the description, and I guess I'll see y'all next time for another vlog. Later.